What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes. I'm your host, Max, and today we are getting into a new beer, new review from Evil Twin and Prairie. So this is a collaboration. This is Even More Bible Belt. So a couple things about this beer. The name. I had this beer in 2014 when I think the first year this was released. So I think this is the second time that they've brewed this collaboration. And I just knew it as Bible Belt back then. But apparently, if you actually look on the label itself, it says Even More Bible Belt. Actually, it says Bible Belt Even More. So I've seen both names. This year for 2017, I'm going to go with Even More Bible Belt because this beer is actually a mashup of Evil Twin's Even More Jesus and the recipe for Prairie's Prairie Bomb. And so when you mash up Prairie Bomb and Even More Jesus, you have Bible Belt. There you go. So this is a Imperial Stout aged on coffee, vanilla, chilies, and cocoa nibs, coming in at 13% ABV. So let's go ahead and dive right into this guy, and we're going to get a little look on the aroma. Then obviously we'll do the taste. And we'll obviously give it a rating, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's pop it in. Got my trusty old school Nebco Gandhi bot glass. So I'm busting this one out for tonight. So let's go ahead and just give this guy a really nice little aggressive pour. So beer is coming out. Mount super jet black. Looking really excellent in that glass. Just position that there. So beer is pouring super jet black color. I mean, essentially, oil slick. Probably about a good 2 fingers of head. Really nice and concentrated. Looks really good. Traditional kind of imperial stout kind of look, but a little bit more viscosity that you might see in like maybe a 1050 or even Bourbon County. So let's go stick our nose in this one and get ourselves an aroma. Yeah. All right. There we go. So right on the nose, getting a tremendous amount of chocolate, milk chocolate, a little bit of coffee, and on the back end, again, forgot to mention that this actual beer was canned in early December. So, almost kind of super fresh. The last time that I had Bible Belt back in 2014, I think I actually sat on it for a little bit. So, yeah, so getting really nice, just kind of overtones of chocolate, getting a little bit of coffee, a little bit of roastiness there on the back end. Smells really nice, but almost getting like a borderline kind of lactose. Like I don't think that's obviously in this beer at all, but like really just like that milk chocolatey flavor versus dark chocolate's kind of coming through for me. Yeah, smells really nice. Looks beautiful in the glass. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Yeah, yum. Really well done. Really super nice. Again, on the taste, getting a tremendous amount. Now I'm actually getting a little bit more coffee. So coffee's coming a little bit more forward in the taste. Getting a bit of that roastiness, a little bit of bitterness now kind of picking up there in the middle of the palate. But really nice kind of that bitterness kind of dissipating a little bit, but it's sitting kind of middle there, but it does a really nice job of actually balancing out some of that sweetness that you're getting from the chocolate and the coffee and the roastiness. Really well balanced. Yeah, that's really good. I think a lot of times um, in the craft beer geekdom, right, the fandom, we're always kind of looking for barrel aged imperial stouts. And you kind of forget when an imperial stout is done really well. Um, it can be equally as enjoyable. You don't necessarily need that, barrel character on top of it. This is one of those really good examples. Yeah, they're really tasty, man. Again, it's that chocolate. It's that chocolate that that milk chocolate, and even now, kind of with a little bit of that bitterness, a little bit of that chocolate's leaning a little bit more towards dark. So it's kind of got both of those elements kind of coming onto it. Again, a little bit more coffee forward in the taste than it is the aroma, but all of those flavors are just balancing them out and kind of dancing in together to make a really kind of well balanced, robust imperial stout. Like, mouthfeel is great. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is as deep or as viscous as a 1050. It kind of looked that way when it came out of the glass, but it's not nearly as much fudgy or kind of sludgy. It's just right. That mouthfeel is just right, right? It's not thin. It's not super thick. It's just kind of right there in the middle where it should be. 13%, this is dangerous because I'd have absolutely no idea that this would be 13%. This is incredibly drinkable for that kind of ABV. Really, really awesome. All right, let's get ourselves into a rating. So, Craftavore Tastes, Evil Twin / Prairie collaboration, even more Bible Belt. That is super solid. I'm going to give that a 4.25 caps. Really well done. What I'd like to say in closing is honestly that it's an extremely well balanced imperial stout. Would be happy to drink it. The price point on it wasn't too bad. Like the fact that obviously in 2017 they put out 16-ounce cans, which is kind of cool. At 13% ABV, it's probably a little better than something that you prefer to share rather than taking down to your down to your dome by yourself. But I'm gonna do that tonight. So anyway, all right. Until next time, hope you join me again for another episode of the Craftavore Tastes, where I drink, I review, I rate, and then I repeat. Cheers.